I'll show you how to extract the temperature along a line. It's a two-step process. You need to create the line, and then you need to extract the temperature along that line. I'll go back to mechanical, and incidentally, if you want to delete that label, so just select that option, select the label, and delete. And I will draw a line along the center of the model at y equal to 1. So I'll go to model and select construction geometry, and then I'll select the path option under construction geometry. I'll rename the path. I'll call it y equal to 1, and you can see right now the path starts and ends at the origin, so I will say I want it to start at x equal to 0, y equal to 1, and x equal to 1, and y equal to 1. So it shows me the start and the end. And the number of sampling points, I've played around with this. If I used 49, so that's a number of sampling points in between those 2 points. So the total number of sampling points is those 49 plus the 2 points at the end. And that means that each, division along that line will be 1/50, which is a nicer number than what you would get with the default number of sampling points. Now that I have my line, I can extract the temperature along that line. So I'll highlight solution in the tree and say thermal temperature, and I'll rename this. I'll call it temperature along y equals 1. And scoping, instead of geometry, which is what we did before, I'm going to say path, and select the line that we just drew. ANSYS calls it a path, and then say evaluate all results. That shows me that here it's that line is colored by the corresponding value of temperature, so it goes from this value around 0.35 to 0.09. And if I look, and it also gives me a graph, and this slope has to be 0 because that's an insulated boundary. That's dt dx. The slope is dt dx, and since it's a natural boundary condition, it won't satisfy exactly, but it looks like it's pretty good. And you can see here the temperature is quite a bit lower because of the convection that's happening at this boundary. And you can also look at the tabular data, and it gives you the values here. You can say right click and say select all and copy cell, and you can copy this into Excel, or you can just say export, and either text. I tend to do Excel, and you can put it in a suitable place, on the desktop or wherever, and get that data into Excel for further plotting. And this is how, for instance, one can have a nice plot where one compares the temperature along the line between ANSYS and the analytical result.